In the quaint town of Georgetown, where the whispers of history still linger in the air, there lies an institution of higher learning, a place where dreams are said to be cultivated and minds are to be enlightened. But alas, Georgetown College, Georgetown, stands as a testament to broken promises and shattered illusions, a place where the ivory towers cast long shadows of disillusionment. I came to this college with a heart full of hope, a mind brimming with curiosity, and a spirit eager to soar. My credentials were impeccable, my intellect sharp, and my achievements in high school the envy of my peers. I was a beacon of potential, a prodigy destined for greatness, or so I thought. Upon arriving at Georgetown College, I was greeted not by the hallowed halls of academia, but by the sobering reality of its facade. The buildings, though old and grand, bore the scars of neglect, their once majestic facades now weathered by time and indifference. The dormitories, those supposed sanctuaries of rest and study, were a sorrowful sight to behold. The campus townhouses, priced as if they were gilded palaces, revealed themselves to be decrepit structures, their walls echoing with the complaints of countless students. $55,000 a year for water leaks, unpatched walls, and the remnants of previous occupants still haunting the uncleaned corners. It was as if the administration had taken a page from the annals of Charles Dickens, subjecting us to the squalor of a bygone era. The food, oh the food, it was a culinary travesty, a daily assault on our senses. Every morsel was a gamble, each bite a potential journey into the depths of gastronomic despair. The flavors, if one could dare call them that, were as dull as the grey skies that often loomed above. The textures, a symphony of the wrong kind of chewiness and soggy disappointments, were enough to turn even the strongest of stomachs. It was sustenance in its most uninspired form, a constant reminder that here even hunger was a melancholic affair. The service, or the lack thereof, was yet another thorn in the side of the Georgetown College experience. The staff, it seemed, were as uninterested in our presence as we were in their lackluster offerings. Their smiles, when they graced us with them, were as fleeting as the warmth of a winter sun, their attention as scarce as the funds apparently allocated for maintenance and cleanliness. And let us not forget the administration, those puppeteers of our academic fates, who pulled the strings with all the grace of a toddler's first tantrum. Their promises, like the spring flowers, were vibrant and full of promise, but wilted and died as soon as the ink dried on our tuition checks. Financial aid was a mirage, shimmering on the horizon, always just out of reach, leaving us parched and desperate in its stead. The social scene was a cruel joke, a cliquey labyrinth that offered no warmth, no sense of belonging. It was as if we were all actors in a poorly directed play, each of us reciting lines that we neither wrote nor understood, our performances met with indifference by an invisible audience. As the days turned to weeks, and the weeks to months, the realization dawned upon me that I had been ensnared in a trap of my own making. I had confused prestige with quality, reputation with reality. Georgetown College, Georgetown, was not the beacon of excellence I had been led to believe, but rather a monument to the art of deception. I watched as my peers, those bright-eyed wanderers who had once shared my dreams, succumbed to the crushing weight of student loans and unfulfilled potential.
I am looking into crimes near Georgetown College, Georgetown, and I feel so heavy because the stories are dark. Business near Georgetown College, Georgetown are like small storefronts that seem friendly but sometimes hide dishonest people. One example is BPAT's store. In September 2024, a young accounts clerk stole $16.7 million Guyanese dollars from the cash registers over many months. A tourist who bought souvenirs there probably did not notice anything strange at the time. After the theft was discovered, the clerk was arrested and charged with many counts of larceny. The visitor likely tried to get a refund for the missing money, felt betrayed, and maybe left the city earlier than planned. The clerk will probably face a long prison sentence, and the store will have to rebuild trust, which may mean it closes for a while, leaving tourists with fewer shopping options. Business near Georgetown College, Georgetown are also like larger retail chains that claim to honor warranties, but often do not. The Courts retail chain has been reported to sell defective items and then refuse to honor return policies. A tourist who purchased a television or a kitchen appliance probably received a broken product, paid again for a repair, and then realized the store would not give a proper refund. The frustrated visitor likely complained to the manager, felt powerless, and may have written a negative review that discourages future travelers. The store may face legal complaints and could be forced to change its policies, but the damage to its reputation will linger for tourists who read the warnings. Business near Georgetown College. Georgetown are also like telecommunications shops that run special promotions, but sometimes allow scammers to impersonate staff. GTT warned that during a sale some people pretended to be employees and changed billing amounts at the checkout. A tourist who thought they were getting a discount might have paid extra money, then discovered the receipt did not match the advertised price. The victim probably confronted the cashier, felt embarrassed, and tried to get the extra amount returned, which may have taken days and caused stress. The imposters were likely arrested after the investigation, and the store will probably tighten its verification procedures, but the incident will stay in the minds of travelers who hear the story.
Businesses near Georgetown College in Georgetown have a reputation for being unreliable, disappointing, and often outright unpleasant. If you are expecting quality service, fair pricing, or even basic cleanliness, you may find yourself sorely mistaken. The area is plagued by establishments that seem indifferent to customer satisfaction, cutting corners wherever possible, and leaving visitors frustrated. Let us start with the restaurants. Dining near Georgetown College is a gamble, where the odds are rarely in your favor. El Charrito, once a local favorite, has fallen into disrepair. The smell of urine greets customers at the door, a warning sign that should not be ignored. The food is bland, overpriced, and often missing key ingredients. One customer paid for bacon in their tacos, only to find soggy, chewy scraps. Another was served eggshells mixed into their breakfast. The staff appears indifferent, ignoring ringing phones and failing to correct mistakes. Even the salsa, a staple in any Mexican restaurant, lacks flavor. The final insult. A recent health inspection failure, confirming what customers already suspected. This place is not fit to serve food. Local feed is no better. The service is non-existent. Customers sit for 20, 30, even 40 minutes without being acknowledged. Some are outright ignored while others receive their food cold, burnt, or inedible. A 40 steak arrives charred beyond recognition. A brisket poutine is so salty it crunches between the teeth. The staff seems untrained, bartenders who do not know their own beer selection, servers who forget entire orders, and managers who never appear to address complaints. The atmosphere is uncomfortable, with undersized tables and chairs that feel like punishment. One family endured 2 hours of neglect before giving up entirely. The only thing consistent here is disappointment. Then there are the bars. Tipsy Cow Bar Georgetown is a masterclass in poor hospitality. Bartenders take your card and vanish. A 10-cover charge is demanded even when the place is nearly empty. The music is painfully loud, making conversation impossible. The drinks are weak and overpriced. If you are not a regular, expect to be treated like an inconvenience. One visitor was turned away an hour before closing while others were still being served. Another was harassed over an outdated ID photo. The staff's attitude ranges from indifferent to outright hostile. The only thing worse than the service is the realization that you wasted your time and money. What does this say about businesses near Georgetown College? They are struggling, cutting corners, and failing their customers. The pattern is clear: poor hygiene, terrible service, and subpar products. Whether it is a restaurant, bar, or cafe, the experience is likely to leave a bitter taste. For travelers, the lesson is simple: lower your expectations or look elsewhere. The businesses here do not care about you. They take your money, deliver mediocrity,